If you're typing anything, I can't fucking see it. I did sign in. I'm out, Lord. Chat, chat. I've arrived. Ketchup or chili sauce. I'm literally so fast. Even the view counter doesn't see me. Chili. Um, Ketchup or chili sauce. I don't think those are really like comparable. Those are like completely different sauces. Are we talking like some sort of spicy chili sauce? Like, I don't know what we could potentially be talking about. One sec. I gotta make sure. Spicy. Ethan, why does your lips look so emo? Like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Why do my lips look so emo? What does that even mean? Might need to start calling you Ethan now. That is my name. My lips are just naturally very pink. Like, there is nothing I can do on that. I have a lot of pink body parts. Alright. A lot of my body parts happen to be pink. Oh, one second. I gotta make sure the audio's set up for this. Um, Game audio. Ghost of Tsushima. Your camera is doing you dirty. Yeah, I mean it's a fucking cheap camera. I bought this camera. I don't even. How much did I buy this camera for? It looks dark. It does. No, yeah, I can see it. Ugh. Look. No, yeah. Like the colors on this camera. Let's see if I can change the colors midstream. You guys can see like how shitty this camera is. I mean, I only paid like 3,000 yen for this shit. All right, let me check my camera. Where is it? I have it set. The resolution though, actually, like speaking though, I have this shit set pretty high. Well, okay. I could make it look better. The issue is, I think it glitches out. Like, let me put it to custom. Oops, what the fuck? Yeah, this is like the best quality I can put on myself. But the issue I had with putting my quality this high, and I don't know if it's gonna do it on stream, but it would like glitch out. Yeah, and then I can go even further. I just don't know how long it's gonna last. I put the resolution. This is like 2560 by 1440, so I got 1440p, and then I can, but it's only 30 FPS. I think it's only 30 FPS. Configure video. No, 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 no. Oh yeah, yeah. This. All right, and then I can start like fucking going into like some of the other shit. Like I can make myself super green. No, there's no point in me buying a new webcam. All right, let me go to like. I gotta make this match up to how it looks like in real life. These are probably the most accurate colors. I can make it super bright, super dark. Oh yeah. I think realistically, it would look kind of like this. My room. But you can see it looks like heaven's behind me, right? I think a little bit darker, something like this. It's a little less realistic, but potentially looks better. This is another thing. I'm gonna change it to 60 hertz and see what happens. If it fucks shit up, don't know. All right, and we're gonna see how long until this shit starts glitching out. Easy access. Chat. Looks the same. Stop yapping. I think you're retarded. I don't think I know. This game's loud. Let me see how it sounds for you guys. Tell me if this is too loud. Because it's loud for me, so. This is my daily life in Japan, by the way. Oh, I was looking at chat. I was looking at chat, you bastard. I'll kill you. What is bro doing? What is bro doing? Ah. I was looking at chat again. That's the only reason I got hit. Clean your room? That's crazy. It's called being lived in. It's called a lived in room. Get back here, bitch. I got it. All right. Turn on the light. I can't. Legally, I cannot. All right. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be doing here. There's like a main quest here. Yeah, I gotta actually beat this game. When I originally bought it, I bought it in the mind that I was gonna grind the shit out of the multiplayer. Take off your shirt is crazy. It's insane. Alright. Let's talk to this bad boy. Go commit S-word? Bro's on a mission. Sponsored by Israel. That's gonna get me in trouble. Oh, bussin'. You know how it be when you just... Oops. Gotta move this closer. Alright, alright, alright. Go marry? I'm not gonna do anything you tell me. That ain't gonna happen. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 banca. Give me money? No. You know how the song goes. I'm sorry. I made myself giggle. I'm sorry. All right. What am I doing? Can I just go in and kill? All right. Goon took too long. See, like, I'm just saying, bro. You're gonna be on the news one day, and it's not gonna be for something good. All right, let's do some Assassin's Creed gameplay. Oh fuck! Oops. See you soon. Wait, still 20 seconds behind? How do you know you're 20 seconds behind? Oh, like depending on. I probably just read that late. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not always looking at the chat. Gonna be one of those people who not on people's legs. What does that mean? Who's not on people's legs? You off the fence. Based. Who nut on people's legs? That's crazy. That's what you're gonna be known for. Alright. Gotta figure out where I'm going. Hard is not okay, bro. He's gotta be put on a list. Alright. There. I gotta get up there. Actually not too bad. I think I can get over via right here. Yep. I actually literally was up here earlier. But I wasn't in the mission, so it just doesn't matter. Ethan, are you not okay? I am okay. I am okay. Bonk. Oh no, the game's crashing. The game crashed. This game runs like shit. Game runs like ass, dick, and shit. It's not my computer, it's the game. It just crashes like ass. Like, whoever optimized Ghost of Tsushima's, like, PC port, like, they were on Fent or some shit at the time because it runs completely fine. It just crashes so much. I thought they would have fixed the issue. Because it happened when I was originally playing this game. I was playing it. I've already played it. Why would I play it again? Why would I do that? I know. I've played it. Road to Granny's? Like, what does that even mean? No. Road to Granny's. What is even Road to Grammys even mean? What Grammy? You're off the perk. The game Road to Grammys? I've never heard. Like a porn game? Electric fan or AC? What does that even mean? I'm not Googling it. Electric fan or AC? AC all the way, yeah. In Japan heat, an electric fan just doesn't do anything. It's just blowing hot air at you. Like, you pretty much need... Well, here in Japan, it's actually not that expensive. I don't care if it's a fun game. It sounds retarded. Flunk. That would not feel good. That was like a strong hit. This guy's not alive anymore. No, like AC is like needed in Japan. Like there's not a single person. I bet Japan is not as hot as Indonesia. It's not even just being hot. It's so humid here. Like a bigger reason I didn't stream too much back when it was summertime was because of how hot it was. Bro's like, people die here too. People die in Japan because of the heat. I'm guessing people die in Indonesia because of the heat. If people are dying in your country because of the heat, it's fucking hot. Fucking hot. What do you mean, yo, chill? I just spread facts on you. Why you go that far, bro? What are you talking about? That's like normal shit. People die because of the heat. It's a real thing. It does happen because it's hot. Game audio is too quiet. It looks fine to me, but obviously I can't hear it, so I don't know. I was gonna say, because like for me it shows it that it's not super high, but fairly decently high. Get the motherfucker. Trying not to let my parents know I'm awake. Child moment. I'm like the opposite. I listen to music on extremely high volume. Like, that's how I am. Like, when I go to karaoke and shit, I am fucking... I'm putting that shit. I'm putting the BGM... I'm putting music to, like, 20-something. I'm putting the BGM at, like, 15, whatever. I put the mic at about 15. Man moment? I mean... I am a man. Loud music is goated? Yeah, no. I prefer loud music. Without a doubt. Like, if it's quiet, I mean, well, if I am trying to focus, I do agree that too loud can be an issue, but if I'm like playing a game, like I'm outside, whatever, I just put on music so there's some background noise. I'd rather put on like a podcast or something like that, like Creepcast. I put on Creepcast, be like Fent posing. Oh yeah. This is Celeste. This is actually like a crazy thing that's happening in Japan starting November 1st. So literally in 2 days. there's a giant change in Japan that if it doesn't get fucking backlash, I'm gonna fucking explode. So pretty much, it is becoming a breeding visa. Crazy, crazy. No. So pretty much what's happening is starting November, they're gonna start cracking down on like people on bikes. So for example, if you get caught on your phone while riding your bike, so if you're like looking on your phone while riding a bike, that could be up to 6 months in prison and then a 100,000 yen fine. I think I said if you get caught being drunk while riding a bike, it's up to 3 years in prison. It's crazy. No, yeah, it's insane. To me, it's stupid because it's like the way I look at it is I can't imagine like it's gonna end well. I feel like there's gonna be an issue with like foreigners because I mean, as much as I have never experienced like true racism here in Japan, I could imagine that there are racists in Japan that are happen to be police officers that see a Sogaijin, and he's like riding his bike. He stopped and he looks at he looks at his phone for a second, and then they try to get him arrested for whatchamacall, writing and watching on his phone when in reality he's not. I could definitely see that happening. And imagine him getting 6 months for that. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Well, I mean, who looks at their phone while riding a bike? A lot of people. Like, if you're looking on Google Maps or something like that. Like, because, like, that's kind of, like, the issue when you allow for so much bike travel. People are going to be looking on their phone, if that makes sense. Like, if you're going to a place you've never been before, you're going to be looking on, like, Google Maps and stuff. And that's going to be an issue. They're also, I think they're banning like having 2 people ride on the bike at once. I don't know like the full thing on that. But you don't look on Google Maps while riding, right? I look on Google Maps when I stop my bike. I mean, some people do. Some people do. And like I can understand that. I can definitely understand like whatchamacall. I can definitely understand oh my gosh. Based. Bro, let me in. I got it. Where? Should have been a kill. Alright. Are we talking motorbikes or we're talking bicycles? We're talking like jitensha. Chari. It's just to me it's way too punishment. Riding the bicycle with 2 people is hard. No, it's not. It's like a very common thing here in Japan. They usually have seats on the back of the bicycle. But I'm thinking they're meaning if it doesn't have a seat, you can't. Because there's like some bicycles that have seats with them, like built onto them. So I would assume they mean that. Like riding on the back and like standing on like pegs or something like that. That's what I assume they mean, but I don't have any clue. Sitting on the pegs are actually more comfortable than sitting down. I can agree with that. Sitting down on a bike hurts your ass, but I think I think for a longer bike trip, you definitely want to be sitting down. Like on like shorter trips, it doesn't matter too much, but sitting on pegs for that long would be kind of a pain in the ass. There's tons of like bikes that have more than one seat. Bruh. I just think the penalties for these bike things, like it was already illegal technically to ride a bike and drink and ride a bike. They just made it way more of like a legal thing. Like they're I don't know if they'll actually enforce all of these because it's funny. You're also not allowed to hold like an umbrella whilst on your bike. And it's funny because today when I was walking to the ward office, I saw an old lady who had an umbrella and was riding a bike. And I don't think they're going to be very happy. Good night, Tard. The bear. Yeah, electric bikes are pretty common. They're not like most people don't, how do I say this? I wouldn't say a lot of people like own them, but like you can rent electric bikes or and scooters here in Japan and they're really cheap. Like it's like fuck, they're super cheap. They're less than 100 yen for a minute, I think. It's like it's like it might be $1 a minute or some shit like that. I don't remember. Really cheap because like if you're going like in like a smaller area, I can almost get this. $1 a minute is insane. I'll actually have to check the real price. Um uh, oh, okay. So like depending on the place, this one is saying for the first 30 minutes you'll pay 165 yen, and if you want 30 more minutes, it's an additional 110 yen. So it's like 160 yen for 30 minutes, half an hour. It's pretty good. So it's more like $1 every half hour. Well, they're not meant for like you can also buy day passes, I'm pretty sure. And like they go down in price the more days you have them. So like the first day will be like 6,000 yen for a day, and then the next day will be like it'll be like a little less. So like if you're there for a week and you want to rent a bike for like a week, if I go to Japan, I think I'll have a bicycle as my main transport. It's pretty base to have one. I have a My girlfriend got a random bike for free, so just been gooning on that. I don't even know what I'm doing. Now it tells me to go in here. I've said this before, and I said I got deja vu from saying this on your live stream, and it happens again. You've probably you probably have said it before. I do remember saying that I wanted a bicycle in Japan, always have been. Yeah, like it's pretty cheap. Your live streams for real. It's fairly cheap to ride the or to ride the whatchamacall, um the train, but it adds up. It really does add up. That's the only issue. You can't bring bicycles on trains? Obvious fucking Lee. Why would you want to bring a bicycle on a train? How about the bicycles you can flip? What does that mean? Bicycles you can flip? You're in Indonesia, you're allowed to bring your bike inside the train as long as it can fold? I've never seen anyone do it. Maybe somebody does. Oh, yeah, it's fucking doing it. My fucking camera is doing that weird shit where it's like, bloop, bloop. Yeah, I know. I told you that that's what I was saying my camera was doing, where it was just randomly like, blink, blink. Achievement unlocked! What? I do know what a. Well, I actually don't think I've ever seen a folding bike in person, but I do know they exist. Bro. Folding bike is very, very common here in Indonesia. Well, if you didn't know, I'm not Indonesian. How do you like my main character? I've customized him to be looking badass. I could add more armor onto him, make him look a little different. Like I think I can do like something like this. This is kind of cool. How's the train stations like in Japan? Oh, I mean they're pretty good. Like I like them. Uh, I used to not like them because in America we really don't have trains. Like in most parts of America, there's really no trains, only in like bigger cities. So prior to coming to Japan, I don't think I ever rode a train in my life. I'll be completely honest. I don't think there was a single time in my life I had ever rode a train. Ran a train. Oh, but oh, I got the grappling hook then. Okay, base. train is nice if you can sit down. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind standing up. I usually stand up even if I can sit down, just because I usually don't go too far from where I live. So sitting down would be a waste. I don't know how Indonesian trains are compared to Japan trains, though. Where? Pretty much the same with Japan since we import our trains from Japan. Base. The stations here really depend on the station you're in. There's some stations that are like massive, and then there's some smaller stations. Oh, bussin'. Today I did not accidentally wake up at 7 a.m. again, which is based. お主はどうする I'm just gonna only refer to people instead of their names. I'm just gonna say Onushi. I'm gonna like only speak in samurai Japanese. Grappling hook. This guy looks like one of the creepy nuts guys. um I'm coming. Long black hair, slick back, facial features. It's crazy how like weird the Japanese sounds, but it's still like understandable. Like there's some words that they use that like you wouldn't like never say in modern Japanese. Old English is pretty weird. But to be fair, no, yeah, Old English is pretty weird. Current English is also weird. I think English is probably one of the top 3 best languages in the world. It's English is like a language that is just it's so descriptive. You can be so descriptive in English. I'm not biased. I'm speaking facts. There are few languages where you can speak like super descriptively. Yeah, English is like a very descriptive language compared to Japanese. I would say Japanese is less descriptive. It's harder to describe. It's not really harder to describe things, but it's just the way you speak Japanese compared to the way you speak English it's less detailed, I guess is what I would say. Okay. Look at all these charred bodies. I think they call them scientific languages. Like English is more scientific or whatever. I don't know if that's how they would linguistically call it, but it's something like that. No, I'm not saying that English is the default language. I'm just saying like in terms of describing things, like having like a full descriptive debate or conversation, I think in English it's just way I don't know how to say it. I don't know. It feels like when I watch like descriptive stuff in Japanese, it's just like it's different. It's weird. I don't know. Like obviously it's like it's obviously not the same because it's a completely different language. But even in daily conversation, I feel like mostly in daily conversation, Japan or Japanese in general just cuts out a lot. But how about it sounds? Do you think English sounds better or is there another languages you prefer? I think English also sounds very good because the difference between like English and a lot of other like I think English is a Latin based language, but it also has its uh like whatchamacall as its Germanic routes, but Lat I think in terms of like the Latin based languages, that'd be like Spanish, English. That's all I can think of. I think French. Like I think generally speaking, English is the best sounding because and not only just the best sounding, I think it just generally has easier. It's easier to discern words compared to other languages. Each English, the reason English I feel like is so hard is because of how complex our pronunciations are. But the reason they're so complex and hard is because it's kind of important. Pronunciation is so important with English because that's how most people understand words and stuff like that. It's like compared to like Japanese where like you could literally like cut out half a sentence, slur a bunch of words. Like that's how a lot of old Japanese people speak. They'll be like, they speak like that, and like if you don't understand them, they're like, "What the fuck?" But like if you were in America and speaking English, and like you just like completely started slurring your words, making like cutting out a bunch of shit, people would look at you like you're an idiot. It's like the complete difference of like the two languages. I never seen an American being so proud of their own language. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of Americans that are proud to like be native English speakers. English is like one of those languages like you got to be kind of you're kind of blessed to be born with or learn at such a young age cuz I assume you don't remember what it's like to not speak English. So you're like lucky in the terms of like you never really had to go through like life like where you just needed English but couldn't speak it. Like you can go and take a test that people study their asses off for, and you get 930 something points, not even studying, not even like tryharding, and like people in your country are like probably like, what the fuck? I gotta study, study, study. Which is like it's not like a bad thing; it's a good thing, but it's like I imagine people like learning the language at an older age, they struggle so hard. I mean, I teach this guy English, and um he struggles in a lot of fields. That then again, he doesn't study maybe as much as he could study. Yeah, but I respect those who study. Yeah, I agree. I respect those who like actively study Japanese or not Japanese, but English because it's a hard language to study, and you know, I what I put respect in is people who, I mean, me personally, I respect people who study Japanese. Obviously, because English being my native language, it's like I don't see like I, well, I think English is maybe in some ways a little easier to learn than Japanese. Any sort of like, you know, symbol based language, like not Korean, because Korean has an alphabet and Korean's alphabet's actually considered pretty easy. But like Chinese or Japanese, like those two languages are languages you can't just learn by like watching Japanese television or whatever. Like, yeah, you can get a ton of input, and maybe in terms of speaking, you might be able to get somewhere. You usually need a foundation before you start building up whatever. Compared to English, where like a lot of like people who studied English and like learned English to like a native fluent level, a lot of them literally just like when they talk about it, they're like, yeah, when I was a kid, I would literally just sit there and watch English content. And then they're speaking like native American like English. And it just kind of goes to show like you cannot, I've never seen anybody do that with Japanese. Never. Which is crazy to me. Like I've never seen somebody who's not studied kanji and learned Japanese. I had so many comments on one of my videos where like people were like, they were like, "Oh, my grandpa didn't learn kanji, but he worked for a Japanese like government thing where you like literally need the N1 in order to get in." I'm like, "All right, brother." Apparently there's a lot of Japanese people who can't read kanji very well too. Yeah, but Japan has like a 99% like reading comprehension rate, I'm pretty sure. Like a literacy rate. Like almost everybody in Japan can read like kanji and stuff like that. When it comes to writing, yeah. Like there's a lot of people who can't write kanji. I was also surprised because when I was making one of my videos, or when I was making a script from one of my videos, I was under the impression that Japanese had a really low literacy rate. That's what I thought. And then I looked it up and it was like, yeah, like most of Japan can fucking read kanji. And I'm like, how? To be fair, it's a little easier to get your country's literacy rate up when it's a smaller country. Like compared to America, I think America has like a, I don't know, you might have to look it up for me, but I'm pretty sure America's literacy rate is not super high. Like it's high, but it's not like, super duper high. 79, yeah. And that's because there's just places in America like that you wouldn't expect. There's places in America that are literally like third world countries. And like the entire population there is like, and also I also don't think it's a very fair thing because it's like Indonesia literacy is 99%. Another issue with the literacy rate in America is you got to remember that a lot of Americans don't speak English. There's a ton of Americans who literally just do not speak any English at all. Well, yo, my sweet little baby. Or don't. Oh, there you go. I'm surprised Indonesia has such a high literacy rate. Usually when your country has a national language, it's a little easier. Like again, like I would advise you like check how many people in America actually speak English or like native speakers. Most Indonesians aren't even native in Indonesian language. It's often their second language. What's their first language then? 78. So like I mean that to me sounds pretty good. 78% are native English speakers. 79% are literate. That makes a lot of sense. The rest are people who are not native English speakers. So a lot of them probably can't read. The first language of Indonesia depends on their tribe or bloodline. Some people speak Sundanese, some others speak Javanese. Is that where they like have sex? That was a joke because you said Jav. But I guess that makes sense. Yeah, in America, like I guess like depending on what language you speak will depend on kind of like just not your bloodline or tribe, but just who you are. Is like I mean most second generation Americans can speak English, but a lot of first generation Americans can't. Like there's a like you'd be surprised if you go to like Arizona, California, a lot of those like western states, a lot of those like native like Mexicans like Spanish speakers can't speak English and they don't plan to learn. But that's just because in those areas it's so common to have like native Spanish speakers that they have no reason to actually learn English. Like that's an actual like issue. Is like there's no incentive for people to learn English. Now, it really depends because you technically do have to learn English, I'm pretty sure, to get into America. So a lot of those people like might be illegal. I don't know. Chat. Chat. I ain't gonna die. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Oh, there was literally nothing to do here. Am I in a? I'm not in a mission. Am I? Oh, okay. I see what I gotta do. I gotta save. Six. Hello. Suggestion for a game. What game? It's called Rusted Moss. It looks pretty good, and there's Japanese. Rusted Moss? Never heard. Rusted Moss. 2D platformer, bruh. Yay. I don't like 2D platformers. Where am I going? Get out of there. It's almost like Hollow Knight, but with guns. I've never played Hollow Knight. I'm not a huge 2D platformer type of guy. The only one I really played was Katana Zero. But that's a little more than just a platformer, I guess. No, I've never played Hollow Knight. Like I said, like I'm not a huge, massive 2D platformer guy myself. I don't hate them, but I don't know. Just depends on the game. Like I played Mario Wonder or whatever. Not based. Bro, you're talking to the guy who grew up playing MMORPGs, FPS games, and like I did not grow up playing like I had Mario and shit like that, but I was more of a Sonic guy. Time to fight, bitches. This is for Sparta. I died. I held the parry button and the parry button just didn't work. You know I'm playing on the hardest difficulty that's not one shot. Like there's a mode that is just one shot and you're dead. I'm not playing on that obviously because I think I don't like those modes because I think they're lazy. Well, I don't know if it's one shot for everybody including enemies then it's okay. But if it's only one shot for me and then my teammates or and then like the enemies I fight are bullet sponges, I think those are very lazy. It's fake. It's fake. Whatchamacall. Yeah, but like I was gonna say, the issue with one shot death is usually it makes the enemies more tanky, and it just makes your character. I don't know if that's how it works for this game. I'm just saying, if that is the case, I would not play it. The only reason I'm playing on hard mode is because you obviously don't want to play your first fucking time playing the game, played on the hardest mode where you die in one shot. Because, like, you know, mostly when this game, like, its combat's amazing, it's fun, but there's jank to it. There's times where it can be pretty janky, and I don't want to die to, like, some stupid shit and, like, whatever. I think this game would have been amazing if they added a hardcore mode. Like when I think of hardcore, I mean like you die, you lose everything. And like they can make like achievements built around that call like one of the achievements the ultimate samurai or some shit like that. And like it's like you 100% all of the shit on the hardest difficulty. Typically when I play games, Mostly like RPGs and such. I mean, it really depends on the game. Like if it's meant to be a hard game, I don't think hard games should have difficulties personally, but if it's meant to be a hard game, I usually play it on like the second hardest difficulty. But like there's games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Valhalla where the hard mode, like the hardest difficulty is just plain dog shit. It's pretty much make enemies take like 20 hits to kill and make your character take 2 hits to kill, 3 hits to kill. So it's just like I'm wasting my time by sitting there and like smacking the fuck out of an enemy when I could just play on the slightly easier mode and the game becomes 1,000 times more fun. That's just one of the big issues with like a lot of Ubisoft games, I'll go and say. Ubisoft struggles so hard with that. What's this? I have no clue what this is. I have no clue what I'm about to do right now. Going to the gym makes me hungry more often. That's usually how it works, buddy. You work out, you get hungry. Oh. Oh. I didn't know this was a thing. Oh, there's not really a lot of options, but oh, these are a lot. Oh. I can't get a lot of these. It looks like I need to have. Oh, they're based on like ranking. I wish I could take the looks of this. No way skin customization. Well, there are skins. So like this is just one of the ways to get skins. There's other whatchamacall, there's other skins that you can get. Not just from this guy. Like you at the top right, you can see my flowers. And you get those flowers just by doing like random shit. Oh, there's actually a thing here. Where is it? I can smell you. Where are you? Where are you? Here? Oh, right there. Have I already done this? I haven't. All right. Do I? Do you think you can beat the game without ever upgrading or changing anything and just let it be default beginning to end? You could, but it's gonna be pretty annoying. LBAY. Fuck. This is one of the harder combinations. There's some combinations where it's literally just AAAY or some shit like that. LBY or LBAY. LBAY. That's hard. It's a hard one. And you got to do it fast. LBY. Oh, wait one sec. LBY. LBAY. LBAY. Wait. LBAY. Too easy. Pretty much when you get these up, you get another slot to hold whatchamacall. I don't know why they're not loading. Like you can see them here and then they disappear for some reason. You can hold these like I guess like little trinkets. They give you like things. Like this is like when you defeat an enemy, you get some like whatchamacall. You get some stuff back, like health back. This makes when using close range attacks, getting like your little balls up. This one again, I think kind of similar. This one's kind of similar, but you get less, but you still get more because these add health back when you kill an enemy. Um, 15% increase of your whatchamacall, those little balls. And then when you're attacking uh 5% kakuritsu, like effectiveness two becomes 2 times. I don't know. I don't know exactly what this is referring to. You don't have custom emojis for your live streams? No. I can make them, but here's the okay. Here's like the issue I have when like doing shit with my channel. I don't like to steal other people's emojis, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't mind finding some like generic ones, but like I don't like stealing them, if that makes sense. Who's seeing me? So like when it comes to getting all that stuff, it's like how do I want to do this? Whatever. It's like kind of an iffy thing for me. Can't believe I haven't done this. I've been here before. Eventually, when I become bigger, I will pay somebody to make custom whatchamacalls. Custom emojis. But I'd pay like an actual artist for that. Bro's in trouble. It was bread and jelly. I don't think when I no, I'm stupid. I don't know, for some reason I was thinking like I eat toast and jelly, but that's just not true. I forgot peanut butter and jelly sandwiches just exist. I think like when I came back from Japan the first time, if I ever made like peanut butter and jelly like sandwiches, I always toasted the bread. Cuz like something about the melted peanut butter on your lips. Oh my god. Interesting. Oh my. Help! Bonk. Ow. Bonk. Don't fuck with me, little rascal. I don't like peanut butter, so this one uses Surikaya. Little fox dude. I've never heard of it. Just give me like a taste. What does it taste like? What does the fox say? Skibbity skibbity toilet toilet toilet. Skibbity 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 toilet. everything has a similar taste. You could so it's like jelly. It's like jelly with jelly or jam. Sugar apple, so it's like an apple flavor. Sugar apple. I've never had something that was called sugar apple, but like if I ate something that was called sugar apple, I would expect it to taste like sugar and apple. Eh, Okay. What does the fact say? Skibbity, 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 skibbity. Pretty good song. Just made it up. This stream is like, oops. The stream held up a lot better than I thought. A Noah squamosa. Sounds like a fucking Girl Scout cookie. The mimosa. Look at the Girl Scout mimosa. Bro, I would kill for some Girl Scout cookies. You know what you ever had Girl Scout cookies? I don't know if they've had them if they have those in Indonesia. So Girl Scout cookies are fucking delicious. There's a bunch of different kinds. My sister was a Girl Scout. I don't know Girl Scouts cookies. So like in America, there's like okay, I don't know. I just get it out. In America, we have like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and they're kind of similar. So like Boy Scouts obviously do like boy stuff. Like for example, like exploration and like crafty shit, like survival stuff. Stuff you would do like kind of to like it I guess physical stuff. And then Girl Scouts were more like creativity and stuff. They had similar like whatever. So for example, Girl Scouts sold cookies, and Boy Scouts, I'm pretty sure, sold popcorn. If I remember correctly, I wasn't a Boy Scout because I wasn't gay. Um, but my sister was a Girl Scout, and then when you become 10 or above, you become a brownie. There's like different levels. One sec. Girl Scout rankings. Rankings. Yeah, so there's the Daisy Girl Scouts, with his kindergarten, first grade, Brownie Girl Scouts, which is second to third grade, Junior Girl Scouts, which is fourth to fifth, Cadet Girl Scouts sixth to eighth, Senior Girl Scouts 9 to 10, and Ambassador Girl Scouts 11 to 12. I don't think there are very few people who make it to being a high schooler as a Girl Scout. Usually they stop like most people do Girl Scouts when they're like 7. They stop doing it when they're like 11 or 12. It's just not like a massive thing. Mostly nowadays. I don't think I've ever heard of somebody being a Girl Scout nowadays. Just because people stop because it's just a lot to do. Okay, what's this guy doing? All right. Sorry, my friend was saying something retarded. I have a friend and he's still in the Boy Scouts even after high school. Some people do stay. Like there are people, obviously, like there are people who are Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts after high school, or else nobody would be able to become one. But it's a dying breed in America. When I was a kid, I knew so many people doing Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. But it's like nowadays, nobody does that shit. Oh my god, he keeps messaging me stupid shit. Okay, so these are the flavors. Adventurefuls. I don't remember what these are new. I've never had these. Caramel chocolate chip. Come on, I'm just going to be honest. These are boring. Why would anyone join the Scouts though? Because they teach you a lot of valuable life stuff. Like a lot of it's life training. Like for on the girls' side, a lot of it is like based around like how to be a girl. I guess if that makes a lot of sense. Like a lot of feminine stuff. In the Boy Scouts, a lot of masculine stuff. Teaching boys how to like survive, you know what I mean? Teaching them how to provide for themselves, provide and, you know, use their creativity in different ways. So like girls use their creativity to like they do a lot of like knitting or like sewing and stuff like that, and a lot of like cooking, and like it sounds very like old fashioned, and because it kind of is. It's, I mean, that's kind of why it's not a big thing anymore. It's a very old fashioned way of thinking. Like girls have their things they do and boys have their things they do. And what kind of killed the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts is they started letting girls in the Boy Scouts and they started letting boys in the Girl Scouts. And that kind of fucking entirely gets rid of the entire point of being a Boy Scout or Girl Scout, when you could literally just fucking become a Boy Scout as a girl. It's also like kind of uncomfortable because a lot of Boy Scouts go through like, you know, different shit, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a personal thing. It's like a bond that you create with people. So like adding like, you know, kind of outsiders to that is usually not very good. They mix them because that's the current world we live in. That's the Western society that that we are living in, the America that Martin Luther King created. He is rolling in his grave when he's like, damn it, now motherfuckers, girls are going in the Boy Scouts and boys are going in the Girl Scouts. Just because, like, I don't know. Like, it ruins the point. And because it ruins the point, people stopped doing it. Because there's no reason to join these Boy Scouts or join the Girl Scouts if the only people in those are people who just don't even care about the entire, like, part of it. Not even, well, there might be, it might have been an LGBT reason. Like, got gay kids probably, you know, wanting to knit and shit and be gay. So they became Boy or Girl Scouts or whatever. I don't remember the exact reason. I was young. I was pretty young when this change was made. I'm pretty sure this was made like when I was like, fuck, I don't know, late 2000s, maybe early 2010s. But all I remember one time is like, I think I asked my mom why my sister wasn't in the Girl Scouts anymore or some shit, and it was like, oh, she didn't want to do it anymore. And it's like a few weeks after that, she's like, oh, they're letting like boys in the Girl Scouts, girls in the Boy Scouts. And it's just like, I didn't really get it as a kid, because like as a kid you're so, I know kids can be mean, but I was fairly like, I was fairly soft towards everything. I was so accepting to like stuff that like I didn't know really. And then as I grow up, you know, you start to look through the cracks. It's like, realistically, whether or not you think it's like sexist to put a Boy Scout and a Girl Scouts in separate terms and like have the boys do masculine based things and girls have feminine based things like cooking or sewing, it really doesn't matter, because you could simply just not join them. You could simply not participate in said function if that's an issue. Instead, what they do is they enter that sphere and they change it for the worse. They make everybody who's already in it no longer want to be a part of that group, because the entire reason they joined a group like that, like for example, you might join the Boy Scouts because you want to be around more boys. You might want to be around, maybe you live as an only child and you want to be around more people, like young men your age. I think that's a big thing a lot of people can agree on. They want to be around, they want to make friends with people their age with similar interests, and they want to be in that group. And you start adding girls to it, and it ruins that entire point. Because, I mean, let's fucking be honest. Fucking 8-year-old boys don't want to hang out with 8-year-old girls and carve statues and, go do crazy shit. There's a time and a place. Like, obviously at school, it's a little different story compared to why did you join the Boy Scouts? Most people would say because they wanted to make friends, or, they wanted to make a bond with a group of people. That's a big reason on why people stay in the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, is because they build those bonds and they want to help others build said bonds. But, I mean, I was never a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout. So, my sister was, like I said, my sister was a Girl Scout. She did it for a few years. And I would go to the things. Like, I would participate. But, like, at the same time, I was, like, 5 years old. So it's less me participating and more like I have to go, and I have to, if I'm gonna go, I might as well participate. But, like, I never did, like, any true activities, you know what I mean? Because I technically wasn't a part of the group. So, like, I wasn't, whatchamacall, I wasn't, like, selling, Girl Scout cookies. But these were the flavors. So, like, I'll be honest, I've never heard of Adventurefuls. I didn't know these are just boring ass chocolate chip cookies. But then we go into the caramel delitas, or the Samoas. The Samoas, bro, I'm gonna be honest, some of the best fucking cookies you'll ever have in your life. These shits are so good. I don't even remember what they are. I think it's caramel and chocolate. It's so good. The Do-si-dos, I can fuck with a Do-si-do, bro. Do-si-dos are so good. It's literally a peanut butter sandwich cookie. Like I said, Samoas, I'm pretty sure, are caramel and chocolate. And Samoas are peanut butter cookies. They have, like, peanut butter in the middle and, like, 2 cookies in between to make a sandwich. Fucking delicious. Girl Scout s'mores, I'm gonna be honest, mid. They're mid. I don't care. Lemonades. Lemonades? Oh my god. They were little cookies with lemon filling, I'm pretty sure. And they were lemon flavored. I fucking love lemon flavored shit. Lemonades they were banging. They're still banging. Lemon Ups? I've never heard of Lemon Ups. These got to be new. I don't remember having a Lemon Up. Peanut butter patties, or the tagalongs. Tagalongs are fucking crazy good. They have peanut butter in it, but, like, the way it worked is it was a flat cookie with a little bulge up top, and the bulge was the peanut butter filling. And so what you do is you dig your bottom teeth into the middle of the fucking cookie, and that shit would taste so good because you're getting, like, a bunch of chocolate and a bunch of peanut butter, and then you have the cookie with a layer of chocolate around it that you just eat. Amazing. Thin Mints. A lot of people hate on the Thin Mints. They don't understand them. They don't like mint flavors. I'm gonna be honest with you. Thin Mints are fucking amazing. And if you hate Thin Mints, talk to not Yua. That's all I'm saying. Toast Yay. I'll be honest, that's a new cookie I've never fucking heard of. Toffee Tastic. Never heard of. Trefoils. I don't think I've ever heard of that as well. So I can't really give them. Make a tier list? Literally. Tier list maker. Make a template. Oh, there actually might be one right now. Girl Scout cookie. I don't know all of these, so I'm just gonna be going based off of So, like I said, I've never had, I think they call these the Adventurefuls. I've never had them, so I'm not going to list them. Basic chocolate chip cookie. I'm going to be honest, I like chocolate chip cookies. But when we're buying Girl Scouts, which are pretty expensive, you're going in a B tier because you're good by yourself. But if I'm buying Girl Scout cookies, I'm not buying a boring ass chocolate chip cookie. I don't give a fuck if it has caramel in the name. Next we got the Dosey Doughs. I'm pretty sure that's what this is, a Dosey Dough. It's going in S tier. I love peanut butter. No, I'm not beating that shit A tier. They're not super expensive, but they're meant for charity. These are meant for charity, by the way. If you didn't know. Like, you sell these to people and you give the money to charity. I don't really remember how much. I guess they're about $6 per package, which I guess isn't the worst. But if I'm spending $6 on cookies, a box of cookies, I'm not buying fucking chocolate chip cookies. You know what I mean? I'm going for the crazy, because you got to remember, these aren't forever. You know what I mean? There's obviously like fake brands that you could buy that are the exact same thing. But if you want the authentic cookie, I don't think, you usually have to wait because they're seasonal. Dosey Doughs, though, it's going in S tier. It's based, like I said, it's just, they're delicious. They're peanut butter filled. I remember taking them apart, destroying the insides, and then eating. Next, oh my god. Lemonades, bro. I'm just gonna say it, bro. They're fucking delicious. They're lemon flavored. They're delicious. Yeah, they're seasonal. They're just delicious. They're amazing. All right, that's all I gotta say. Next, we got, okay, again, I've never had these, these lemon flavored cookies. Like, not the lemonades, but these ones, I've never had them, so I don't know. I'm not gonna rake them. Oh my gosh. Like, I feel like such a goofball putting all of these in S tier, but like, you cannot throw a fucking, why am I forgetting the name? A fucking Samoa at my face. You know what? I'm actually gonna give Samoa an A tier. I'm gonna do it. And I'm going to get a lot of hate. I'm already getting canceled on Twitter for doing it, but I'm going to do it. Because I'm just going to say it. Like, I like caramel, I like chocolate, but like, lemon flavored cookie just goes on top. And then peanut butter cookie, the way these Dosey Doughs are made, on top. Alright, let's move on. S'more cookies, C tier. I said it. I don't fucking like s'more flavored shit. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate s'more flavored shit. I'm gonna say it. I said it. I'm so angry. I don't really like s'more flavored shit. I said it. Fuck. What are the names of these? Why am I forgetting the names? That's how you know I'm a not even a part of the gang anymore. Tagalongs. Tagalongs. Like I was saying, I don't legally think I can put that in S tier. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm about to get a lot of hate. I'm gonna put Dosey Doughs on A tier, and I'm gonna bring Tagalongs up to the bottom of S tier. I fucking love Tagalongs. They're so good. Like I said, you bottom of your mouth, fucking dig that shit in there. You dig that shit in there. You get all the peanut butter and chocolate in your mouth, and then you gulp it down, and then you eat the rest. That's how you do it. That's how you eat them. There's no other way to eat them. Moving on. Next we have, okay. I think these are Thin Mints. I was saying it. These are going at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna have to put these at the bottom of S tier because I fucking love Thin Mints. I love them. I love Thin Mints, and that one's gonna get a lot of hate. People don't like Thin Mints. Like I said, they don't understand them. They don't get them. They don't get them like I do. They don't understand them. I understand them though, and because I know how they are. they go in S tier. If you don't like mint flavored stuff, that's completely respectable, but you're wrong. You're just wrong. Toast flavored toast, yay. I'm gonna look at what they're made of because I don't remember toast yay. I feel like it wouldn't be fair not to rank them. Yeah, these were introduced in 2021, so I don't really know. These little toast-shaped cookies have the flavor of French toast and are dipped in a sweet, flavorful icing. So there's that icing on them. I think I'm gonna have to. Okay, thinking about it, that's an A tier. You know what? I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move these chocolate chip cookies down to C tier. I just did it. I did it. I fucking did it. I'm sorry. I did it. These are gonna go B tier because they don't have the frosting, and I like frosting on my cookie. I like chocolate on my cookie. I like frosting on my cookie. Do you think matcha Girl Scouts do you think matcha Girl Scout cookies would be crazy? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not giving chocolate chip cookies an A. It's a boring cookie. Compared to all of the other Girl Scout cookies, it's a fucking boring cookie. Toffee-tastic. I'm gonna say it. Toffee-tastic, they're fine. They're bland as fuck, though. The taste of a toffee-tastic cookie is very minimal. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I like a good toffee-tastic cookie. I know it's a classic, but if I'm putting it in a fucking Girl Scout tier list, it's getting the bottom of that fucking tier list. It's a Girl Scout tier list. It's not like a cookie flavor tier list. It's like if I'm going to go out and buy Girl Scout cookies, why the fuck am I going to buy chocolate chip cookies when I could be having a lemonades, a fucking Tomoa, a fucking Samoa, fucking Donfley Doke. I could be eating all of this shit, and you want me to eat a fucking random ass chunky chip cookie? Not happening. I like Toffee-tastic though. I'm not a massive Toffee-tasticer as we call them in the community. But whatever. A classic shortbread cookie. If you want slightly sweet but not over the top. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is a boring cookie. Bollocks, chocolate chip cookies have a special place in my heart. You've never had a fucking... Dude, I'm telling you. One day I will buy some, some Girl Scout cookies and I'll make you try them. And you're gonna understand what a Samoa does to a homie. Anyways, yeah, like I'm saying, like the trefoils or whatever, they're classics, but again, they are a boring cookie. I don't know if they sell them in Japan, so I'd have to buy them overseas, and that'd be pretty expensive. Finally, we got to do the awesome, or the Adventurefuls, or whatever. I've never heard of these. These are new. Adventurefuls are a soft brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored cream topped with sea salt. These are 2022 cookies. All right, chat. You're about to see it. You're about to see it. Top of B tier. I don't really like brownies. There, I said it. I don't really like brownies. Cancel me. Do it. Cancel me. I don't like them. I do like that they have that sea salt on top, though. Which is what... I like caramel, and I like sea salt on my cookies. So, that's bumping it up. But I'm telling you, brownies just aren't it for me. I don't really like them. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta be honest to myself, to the fans. Like, I'm not a massive brownie guy. And that's the tier list. That's the tier list. I like salt. Yeah, salt on cookies. Surprisingly enough, the sweetness and the overall taste of, the salt and sweetness, it goes together surprisingly well. But yeah, no. This is a base tier list. This is a good tier list. Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. Raw salt? Bro's eating raw salt? Bit strange. There's the Himalayan salt candy, and I love it. I don't think I've ever had it. I know of it, but I don't know if I've ever actually eaten Himalayan salt candy. But it's like very popular. I don't eat a lot of candy though. No, that should definitely exist outside of Indonesia. Himalayan salt candy. There's a fucking website for this shit. There's probably places in Japan where you can buy this. But no, yeah, I'm not a massive candy guy. I don't hate them, but just never been a big thing for me. How do I get in this bitch? Probably not plagiarism. Probably the same company. I just fucking died. Oh, am I stupid? No, I'm not. I thought there was like a thing over here. Oh. You committed the S word. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what the S word is. Me when I'm off the fence. I see. I maybe YouTube will be fine. I don't know. Okay, okay. I wonder if I'll see this guy die. Oh, I don't really read manhwa, or however you pronounce it. Bro, I'm literally Assassin's Creeding. I've watched the anime for whatchamacall, Solo Leveling, but I've never read it. "24 hours straight." Bruh. My Bushido is going way down for all that stealth killing I was doing. Yeah, the anime had like really good animation and voice acting and all the such, so like it was pretty good. I don't I think this story kind of is ruined for me because I think it ruined manguas or however you pronounce them. It's like every time I've tried to read them, they're all the fucking same. Where like the main character is super overpowered, has some sort of leveling system where he's like the only person in the world that has it. Like it's such lazy writing that like they just stole from Solo Leveling. I don't know if it's the first to do it, but it's the best to do it. And it's just like I don't know. Like it gets so boring. It's like how like Japan is stuck with the fucking like isekai and shit right now. It's like, bro, I do not want to see another isekai. Brother, man, brother. I guess it's fun for me because I never read manga before, and my first time is when I was reading Solo Leveling. Isekai isn't bad. It's just the writing, I think. But I feel like a lot of isekai stories don't have to be isekai, as in it's not necessary, and they can make it just a normal fantasy story. Yeah, like they'll just literally like they don't they get rid of the fact that the main character is like an isekai person. Like, yeah, that's like one of the biggest issues. Is like they that entire reason finally streams back for real. I gotta start on the grind again. You missed the Girl Scout cookies tier list. That was not an explodable barrel. Please what? Fucking double up on that shit. You digging in me. I'm not supposed to be in this angle. Buy creatine? Why? I get you. Creatine for my body looking big. I don't know. I think I'd rather have the slim fit build rather than like be massive and muscly. Like I've never wanted to become like a giant muscle. Some people are like that though. They like being like super muscular. I'm not like that. I have no reason to learn Indonesian, bruh. There's no drive. You want to be buff, then you just gotta bulk. take it. I wear sock. A lot of people wear socks inside the house. Do you not wear socks inside your house? Tons of people wear socks in their house, bro. It's like a sensor for the stream so people don't see my... Asians wear socks in the house. Japanese people wear socks in the house. Like, what? You're not Japanese. I guess it's an Indonesian thing. The rest of the world, I'm pretty sure Koreans probably do the same thing. I would be surprised if Chinese people also, wore socks in the house. It's like a normal thing. What would be wrong with wearing socks in the house? Real Asians know that wearing socks inside the house adds to your laundry, so it's not cost efficient. Bro, how often do you have to only clean socks? Like, they make up literally like 0.5% of your laundry, even with a lot of socks. What do you mean it's not time efficient? It's more time efficient because you're wearing socks, and socks don't take up a lot of space in the washer. Okay? So you're washing it. Smelly? It's not smelly unless you're sniffing your own feet or you have stinky feet. I don't have stinky feet. I think you're exposing yourself for having stinky feet. Potentially. Actually, no, I never see people wearing socks inside. I only wear socks if I wear shoes. It's pretty common here, I feel like. In America, it's extremely common to wear socks inside your house. But here, it's also fairly normal. I've seen my girlfriend wear socks more than me, probably. I just haven't taken mine off since I've gotten home from what I was doing all day. Like, I don't wear them to bed. Bam. I guess it's inconvenient too because you have to take your socks off before doing prayers here, and most people here do often blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if I were to do any praying, I would not be taking my socks off. Muslims when they have to pray 15 times a day or else they go to hell. Fuck. Gets canceled like as Mongold. As Mongold got banned. As Mongoloid got unbanned from Twitch recently, I think today or yesterday. And he came back punching because he was like calling out Twitch for being hypocrites and shit like that. Asmongold got canceled because um he said some things. I don't know how like deep I want to get into what he says because I don't want to get in trouble myself. I don't disagree fully with what he said though. I think there he was taken out of context by people who obviously did not like what he said. But to like put it in like simple terms, he pretty much said that he doesn't understand why people, specifically those of the LGBT, support Palestine when Palestine has, or the groups in Palestine that are fighting, not like Palestine as a whole of the country, but the groups within Palestine fighting Israel are, Muslim groups. And Muslims aren't exactly the LGBT's number one fan. Um, so he said pretty much, why would you support a group of people and why would you care about a group of people that actively hates you for existing? And that it goes against everything the Western society has built. Because Western society is about freedom. It's about, it doesn't matter if you're gay, black, fat, ugly, retarded, whatever. It doesn't matter as like it's just you can be free. And that like Muslim culture, like whether or not you want to say like anything, like it kind of goes against that in a lot of things. It's like in comparative to like other religions, Muslim or like the Islamic religion is a fairly, I would say, harsh religion compared to like Buddhism or like Christianity. So I can kind of get where he was coming from, but like the way he said it was not right, I guess I could say. It was filled with a lot of hatred, and he came out and apologized for it, not really to the people that got offended by it, but to his friends, because he's friends with a lot of Muslim people. Like I'm pretty sure he's friends with Hassan. I hate Hassan, but if you're friends with a group of people and you're hurting them, like you got to apologize to them. And I mean, he even himself doesn't fully detract what he says, but he obviously understands that there was a amount of hatred that wasn't exactly discrimination. It wasn't like discriminatory type of hate, but it was just like kind of being tired of being told if you don't support Palestine, you support genocide. Yet, I mean, the people supporting the the people supporting like Palestine and that like places like that are primarily that of the thinking of the liberal thinking, the liberalized American, like everyone should have rights, everyone should be able to do anything at any age type shit, that type of thinking. Yet if they were in said country, they would be punished. They would be punished for that way of thinking. That goes against the American, that goes against the British, the Western civilized way of like actually like thinking. It goes against that. And that's kind of what Asmongold said. But he said it in a much harsher, you know, kind of offensive way. He kind of said, the way he said it was like, I don't care that they're getting killed type stuff. Now, obviously, that's not what he was saying. Like, anybody with a brain can understand that's not what he was saying. But he's just saying, like, he's not going to support a group of people he doesn't agree with. And that don't agree with, you know, a fundamental of, I guess, Western society. So, it was, you know, people hated on him for it. And then people loved him for it. I think most people dogged on him for making an apology, because making an apology to a bunch of retards on the internet, which is not what he was doing, obviously. He was doing it for his personal relationships. What the heck? He was doing it for his personal relationships, but obviously, when you post it online, you post it publicly. People everywhere in the world can see whether or not you were meaning to apologize to a specific group of people, whether that be your friends or like a certain religion. You're posting that for everybody, and anybody can make fun of you or anybody can be against you in that. But like, I'm completely like, I'm on the side of like, I think I'm like completely in understanding of what Asmongold was trying to say. So like, obviously I don't fully care. I think what he said was completely fine. I don't think there was anything personally wrong with what he said. I mean, it's true that, you know, like, why are you supporting a religion or a group of people that hate you? It's like the American mentality of like, we support a bunch of countries that hate America, yet we give them millions of dollars every year, sometimes billions. And these countries, their people hate us. They think we're horrible people. And yet they live in a third world country, and we live in a first world country where we have to give them our money. Which is just crazy to me. So it's the same thing around. But like, it was filled with, you know, just, I don't know, hatred, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the way he thinks. I don't know like how, I don't know how much he actually cares. How much he was just saying shit to say shit. Because Asmongold has a lot of, I guess, like liberal thinkings, as well as like, you know, he's like anti-woke in games. Like, he'll call out like wokeness in gamings, quote unquote wokeness in gamings. I don't think wokeness in gaming is like, the more I live, the more I realize like, it's hard to know when something is like woke and when something is like not woke, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, knowing when something is like, I don't know. Knowing when something is woke in this day and age is so hard. Because it's like, you have games like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider's been a thing for over 20 years. So it's like, is Tomb Raider woke because the main character is a female, a strong, powerful female, and then now I guess she's a lesbian. They made her canonly a lesbian. I think now you could consider her it a woke game, because they took a strong woman and they said, huh, strong woman, that usually means they're gay. Because a straight woman can't be strong. That's kind of what they put into the mind of people. But I would not consider the original Lara Croft, the original Tomb Raider, to be woke. Just because it has like a woman protagonist or whatever. I don't think anyone likes wokeism. And there's people who will like completely deny it exists in gaming. I just think it's stupid. I think it's stupid if you actually genuinely deny wokeness in any game. Like, I'm not saying every game has wokeness, but if you say that no game has woke shit in it, you're retarded. There are games with woke shit in it. I saw a video on TikTok, and it was like this guy, and he was like the biggest soy jack, the literal definition of a wojak. And he's sitting there and he's like, I don't think a lot of people know this, but the original Dragon Age was filled with woke shit. Okay? The original Dragon Age was made to be woke. And if you don't like that it's woke, you're not the target demographic. And it's like, nobody gives a fuck that there's woke shit in the game. What they're mad about is the fact that it's a fantasy-based game where your character can have fucking top surgery scars. Like when a trans person gets like their tits cut off to become a man, they have scars like here. And in the game you can get that. Which just makes no sense. It's a fantasy game. It takes place in a fantasy world, and that's something. It's like it's so obvious that they're pushing some weird cringy agenda. Like whether or not it's a big a deal, I don't really care. If the game is fun, the game is fun, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend it doesn't exist. There's a lot of games with woke stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, it sells. None of these companies give a shit about the fucking actual thing. Nobody in this world. Bro, don't tell me to shush. I'm not a baby. Don't tell me to shush. A lot of people will sit there and, like, pretend it just doesn't exist. Like, wokeism doesn't exist. And it's like, bro, like, just be honest with yourself. Like, it does. It does. It makes them a lot of money because it's not exactly that they're getting paid a ton of money in terms of people buying the games, because we've seen that fail with Concord. And people want to say, oh, Concord didn't fail because it was woke. It failed because it was a boring game. That's not true at all. I've seen people play the most boring dogshit games of all time and turn those games into massive success. The reason it failed is because a large majority of gamers didn't want to play. All the characters were fat and ugly. They were all fat and ugly. Now, I think Andy Pants brings up a shitty argument where he says, oh, there's only 2 white characters in the game. Or there's only 1 white character in the game or some shit. And he's like ugly and whatever. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't think that's an issue. I think the issue is just that all the characters are fat and ugly. There's a lot of games with... Oh, you already said that shit. I'm just stupid. But no, like, that's the way I look at it. Is like, it exists. I acknowledge it. And if it's a genuine fuck up, like, for example, Yasuke in Assassin's Creed or Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm not playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. You won't see it. You won't see it be played. I've played almost all Assassin's Creed games. The only Assassin's Creed games I haven't played are Brotherhood and Revelations. Those are the only 2 Assassin's Creed games I haven't played. And you're not going to see me play Shadows. Because it completely... As somebody who's studied Japanese for so long, loves the culture, while I'm not a master of it, I definitely fucking have done my research on fucking Yasuke. And I'm going to be honest with you. The guy was not a fucking samurai. The guy was not fucking Jin, bro. He's not sitting here not looking like this. Yasuke was not looking like this. He wasn't speaking fluent Japanese. Bro was in Japan for a year. He has a year of documentation in Japan. And there's people who genuinely are like, bro, this guy was a samurai who fucking killed a bunch of people. And like, when they showed him off in game, the first time they showed Yasuke off, they put rap music behind him. They put hip hop music behind him. Like, bro, if Yasuke is the black samurai, he's like a black samurai. I'm putting that in quotations because almost every like form of literature or how do I say, like, storytelling that Yasuke is used in, it is very much fictional because there's not enough information on Yasuke to actually tell a story with him. So it's just one of those things. Like, I can't support the company that's doing that. The heck? Brother. Like, the issue with it is we have a group of people who play Assassin's Creed games because Assassin's Creed games, while they are fictional, they give a decent representation of the culture, the language, and the I guess, like, the feel of what it was like to be in that area at the time. And that's what makes people love, um, like, Assassin's Creed games. They're not 100% nonfiction. They have fictional elements. It's called historical fiction. It's a real thing. And people think, oh, historical fiction means that, we can just, like, completely. We can take a culture aspect of Japan and lie about it. Because they were pretty much like. They are pretty much hyping this game up as the story of the legendary samurai Yasuke. But he's not a legendary samurai. He's not. He's only known because he was known as a black samurai. And he wasn't even a samurai. He's a retainer. Like, yeah, he probably had a sword. He probably knew how to fight a little bit. He probably owned land. He maybe even had the title of samurai, but he never went through, like, the whole Bushido process. The bro probably never went through the crazy amounts of years and years and years of hard work that went into being a samurai. He probably never even wore armor. But, like, there's so little documentation on Yasuke that it's like there's no reason to argue this. It should be clean, simple cut. This should not be in the game. Mostly when there is, like, concept art of the original Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the original character was a Japanese guy. And then they split it up and they made Yasuke and some random Japanese woman. And she's like a fucking kunoichi or whatever. And I'm like, wow, like, be as make it like the safest game you can make. Make the main character a black guy and a fucking minority girl, and then make it so that both characters can be gay. I know wherever Yasuke is buried in this disgusting world, he's rolling the fuck around. Because imagine, like, you, like, live your life, you get remembered, you get written down for being, like, a pretty important part. Like, he was probably one of the first documented black people in Japan. And then Ubisoft, some fucking French people, decide to make you gay. Oh my goodness, bro. That's why I hope I never get 1 million subscribers. Because I'm saying, if I fucking get up to heaven and I look down and, like, they're making a game of me and I'm gay and trans, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm gonna be like, you're gonna let this happen? Like, I just can't imagine, like, the disrespect, not just on the Japanese people, but on Yasuke himself, who probably never would have wanted any of this to happen. Like, it's such a disrespect. That's why people love this game. This game has a lot of flaws because it's not, I mean, obviously the people who made it were not a massive studio. It's also, semi-older game. I think it came out in, like, 2017 or some shit like that. But it not only does, like, the Japanese it uses in the gameplay, like, reflect probably what old Japanese would sound like, but, like, the culture, like, obviously Tsushima itself looks fucking beautiful. They really make you want to actually, like, go to, like, Tsushima. And I wouldn't be surprised if this game had, like, a genuine, like, effect on the amount of people, like, visiting Tsushima. Isan becomes woke after death. Literally. That's what they would do. They'd be like, they'd look back on all my clips and, like, splice them together in such a way to just make me, like, the biggest woke retard of all time, where I'm just like, make me gay when I die or some shit like that. They're gonna take that, they're just gonna clip that, and then they're gonna be like, see, he would have wanted it. I'm like, no, please. Just don't make a game about me. I don't want a game about me. I don't want anything about me unless it's made by me. Well, unless I become, like, really famous. But, like, I am not that important. I am not important enough for any sport or thing like that. If they made an AI of me, I would actually be pissed. I would actually start haunting motherfuckers. I hate AI. Like we went over this. It's like as somebody aspiring to like voice act and shit like that, like the fact that there's a chance that by the time I fully like delve into the future I have of being a voice actor, that AI could potentially replace me before I even get the chance to do anything is just scary. Because it's like I've had the dream of wanting to get into it, like do this shit for so long. It's like imagine like I do it all, and it's just AI. They're like, can you just say like as many words as you can, and we're just gonna make an AI of your voice, and we'll just like give you like $50. We'll just give you a few $100 an episode. It's like, no, bro. I want to be known for like doing shit. You know what I mean? So you become Hasane Miku? Nah. Hatsune Miku is not even an AI. I mean, kinda. She's a real person's voice, I guess, but like, it's not like there's like a robot behind her. Like they just feed shit into like a Vocaloid thing. I don't know, but I'm happy that Asmongold's back. You know, one thing I've always had, like this is an issue I've always actually had that I've just never really talked about, and it's when people talk shit on people like Moist Critical and Asmongold for having quote unquote like boring, like flat, kind of like super, I guess, safe takes. And I'll be honest, I think those are the most retarded takes ever. Those are like the I'm different guys. Look, why does my channel have, 8 subscribers? Why do I get 10 views a video when I have these awesome opinions? When it's like, yeah, the reason people watch Asmongold and Moist Critical is because their opinions, for the most part, are right. And even when they're wrong on something, it's because they're actually passionate about it. And if like not everyone agrees with them, they usually don't care. Now, I'll die on the hill that I think Charlie, when he got into that issue with saying that like, uh, fuck, fuck, what? I have to fight these guys? All right, I guess they want me to fight them. Oh, never mind. I thought it wanted me to start murdering them. When Sneeko and Moist Critical were arguing, they were having a debate, and Sneeko's whole thing was like, "Hey, you should like. I don't think there's an issue with like a 16-year-old dating a fucking 18-year-old or something like that, or like as long as she's old enough to think on her own, then she should be able to like make the decision on whether or not she wants to marry." Some like it was some crazy like I'm gonna be honest, like kind of like I can't say the word p words type stuff, and he was doing it like I feel bad for like any Muslims that don't believe in that shit, but he was doing it under the prefix of like in the like Islamic religion, that's how they think. And like I don't know how true that is. I mean, like I know the whole like obvious things with whatchamacall, with like the prophet being like with the I don't know kid, like I know about that stuff, but like I don't know how like the average Muslim thinks about that sort of stuff, but that's how Sneeko was arguing with that under the prefix of why it's okay. So, and then Moist Critical pretty much said, or they were arguing, and Sneeko said, "So you think that kids?" I'm gonna take my socks off. I'm getting in that no sock mood. He's pretty much saying that you think that kids can whatchamacall uh kids can get surgery to transition, and like with the with the consent of the parents be able to whatchamacall transition but not marry, and he's like, yeah, they should be able to, or something like that. I generally don't personally don't really like younger women. A lot of younger people are dumber, I feel like. Depends on how young you're talking about. Like it's like for me, I have like a year rule. It's like if they are I'm 20 years old, if they're 18 or above, it's okay. When I was 19, like it was like 17, 18 was okay. Like that's kind of how I look at it. 2 years behind. I think once you get a little older, like once you're like 25, I think dating a 22-year-old is okay. I think even dating a 21-year-old at 25 is okay. I think if you're 25 dating like a 19-year-old, it's a little weird. Like 6 years isn't crazy, but it's like by the time you're 25, your lookout on life is a little different than a 19-year-old. I pretty much would consider like 17, 18. Well, let's go the adult. Let's go the adult route. I would generally say that most 19, 20, 18-year-olds, they probably generally think the same. It's probably not until you're in your like mid to late 20s that you actually start having like, you know, specific ways of thought that are obviously different. So it's like I can kind of see why people would think they're weird, but personally, I don't think it's should be like I think once you're past 18, I mean like you shouldn't be criticized for whoever you date at all. Though I will say like, I can personally be like, "Oh, okay, well, that's a weird relationship." People my age are not the smartest, not to say I'm the smartest or anything, but I get what you mean. Um I mean, I would personally date someone my age. I would not I would like yeah, I would personally date someone like in my age range. I would never date someone like 20 like 7 or whatever, you know what I mean? Like my girlfriend is a year older than me. Well, a little less than a year. She just recently had her birthday. But I would not date someone like 24 years old personally. Probably my max is like 5 years older. Older than that, I would be like, "Eh." Yeah. Like I think I could see myself maybe dating like a 25-year-old, but I don't think I could see myself dating a 26-year-old. Cuz the way I look at it is it's like they're going to be 30 when I'm like not even halfway through being my 20s. They're going to be in their 40s by the time I'm 35. It's just such a it doesn't sound like a massive difference, but it's like you'd be surprised. Like I couldn't imagine like I don't like seeing people age. I think that's like a weird thing about me. It's like my weird autistic kink or like not kink, but like little thing. Like I just like I hate watching people age. So it's like I couldn't imagine dating someone like 5, 6, 7 years older than me. Where it's like I'm gonna be watching like while I'm still 7 years younger than them. I'm gonna be watching them like you know go through these, you know, start developing wrinkles and like all of this you know devastating stuff, and it's just like I don't know. I don't like that shit. But you know how it be. It be like that sometimes. Sometimes it just sometimes it be like that. I've still only explored like half of the map. I still have a whole other half of the map to go through. It's all like the starter shit. Like three main areas. I'm not even I'm only halfway done with the first area. But I'm probably gonna call the stream here because I wanna. Oh, I got other shit to do. I think if you didn't do any of the side quests, you could easily get done with a game in like 20, 15 hours, maybe less. I mean, like if you really speed through the game, you could probably easily finish it. But I'm doing like every side mission I see. Like every time I see one of these like little white question marks, I pretty much go and do those quests. Or like whatever it is, whether it's like a hot spring or like a fox shrine or whatever. I pretty much go and do those because I mean they give good rewards. Like sometimes they'll give you health buffs, sometimes they'll give you like uh smaller things like the trinkets and stuff. So it's like nice to have them. I'm glad that didn't play the audio. I would have had a seizure. It is a good stream. It was a good stream because I'm probably gonna end it here soon. But hopefully I can continue streaming. Cause I would like to continue streaming. You know, like I like streaming. So, but you know how it be. I do have this thing maxed out now though. This chess piece. Anyways, ugh, ugh. I'm gonna end the stream here. Playing this game on like keyboard and mouse is so weird. I used to only play on keyboard and mouse, but for like third person games like this, I kind of like playing with a controller. It just feels like it was meant to be played like that. Hey man, see ya. Bye bye.